What if I told you that April was one of the most important sowing months of the year? There may not be so much to sow in the month of April, but if you get your timings right, you'll have food to eat from your plots in September, October, November, and December. In today's video, we shall tell you exactly what you need to be sowing in the month of April. Every year I get comments where people have sown things far too early, only to say that those young seedlings have failed, and especially with the cucurbit family. They're the ones we're starting with. April is the month when you want to be sowing these. This month you could be sowing your courgettes. We're sowing a variety called Defender. April is also the month when you want to be sowing your cucumbers. We have grown the variety Passandra for quite a number of years now, and I wouldn't ever want to change from it. Yes, there are lots of variety of cucumbers that you could be growing, but they involve quite a lot of work, especially if they have male and female flowers. This takes all of those problems away. They are female flowers only. So you're going to get cucumbers on all of them. And let me tell you, these are prolific. This is a Waltham butternut squash that we grew last year and put into storage when we were back in October. And you can see that's still a very healthy squash. You don't need to be sowing these in February or March, which, believe it or believe it not, I've had comments before where people have done that. They then don't get the plants that they want, and they don't have these to rely on to eat now as we approach the hungry gap. April is the month to sow your winter squash. When it comes to cucurbits, you want to sow it in a pot like this. This is roughly 2 inches by 2 inches, and it's about 3 inches in depth. That will give them enough compost to get themselves going, because with the cucurbit family, once they germinate, can very easily get quite large quite quickly. So the smaller cells you don't really want to be using. Some people say to plant them on this side. That's fine. I don't bother with that. Mr. W does. But I don't know, just put them in whatever way they happen to go in. And I've never had a problem with them germinating and growing nice plants. Take them down to the house and let them germinate down there, where there's a bit of warmth. Once they've germinated, on warm days, you can put them outside so that they can get all the light that they need. At this time of the year, approaching the end of March now, our daytime temperatures are in double figures, 10, 11, 12 degrees. But it still gets quite cool overnight, so do remember to pick them up and take them back indoors. I also like to sow some dwarf French beans in the month of April. As we approach the end of April, they'll be big enough to actually go out into this polytunnel. And of course, a couple of weeks later, we shall be putting out our tomatoes. These can grow in between them while the tomatoes are still quite small. Just enables us to get a really early harvest of these dwarf French beans. The next section belongs to the succession sowing family. First up are some spring onions. This time of the year, we favour a variety called Ishikura. You can see here that these ones we sowed last month are actually ready to go into the ground now. And with things like spring onions, as soon as we transplant the ones that we sowed the month before, then we immediately sow the next batch. It's also time to sow the next batch of brassicas. We need to be sowing some more calibres and some more cabbages and some more cauliflowers. The varieties remain unchanged at this moment in time. It's still Marathon, Skipper, and Primo. This sowing will give you a harvest in August. When it comes to the salad vegetables that we like to eat, it's also time to succession sow your lettuce, some more radish, But also this time we can also add some chard to add some much welcome colour to your dishes. I said earlier in the video that April was one of the most important sowing months of the year. Here's the reason why. April is the month when you begin sowing for your autumn crops. These will give you harvest during the autumn months of the year. And I should be sowing some Savoy cabbage, best of all. We shall also be sowing some autumn giant cauliflowers. We had some fantastic harvests of those last year. And also, right towards the very end of April, we shall be sowing some swede. And we like to grow a variety called tweed. It is an F1, but it does produce really, really well in the UK climate. So if you have problems with your swede and you don't get very good swede, try this variety tweed. It really does work well. Next, what not to sow, because that's just as important as the things that you can sow. As I say, I get many comments where people have sown things and then they tell me that they've failed. You just need to wait. Those of you that invested in our seed sowing calendar this year, you will know exactly the right time when you need to be sowing these vegetables. One of those quirks is actually sweet corn. We're growing early bird, always like to grow that, because from an April sowing, we know we will have a harvest during the month of August. That's when we see quite a lot of our grandchildren as they come around here to stay during the school holidays. And all of them really like to eat sweet corn. But what they don't know yet, that Nanny and Grandad are going to be trying something new. We've found this variety, which is Fiesta. And it's a variety you can use to make popcorn. Really interesting. It's because I actually quite like popcorn. I know the grandkids do, so hopefully they'll have a nice surprise during the school holidays later this year. We said earlier that we were going to be growing some dwarf French beans. Those beans are going to grow in here. If you tried to put them outside too early, they would start to fail. You see, with beans, what they don't like is cold weather. And sometimes we can get quite cold weather in the early part of May. Sometimes not. It can be really quite warm. And when I hear from people, well, I sowed mine in April and they were out in May, it's because you've had quite a warm spring. It's not always like that. In fact, I can remember myself and Mrs. W one year putting runner beans out sort of mid-May. And the weather was so awful. It was rainy, it was grey, it was awful, and the plants just drooped. They did not want to know. And the thing is, these plants grow so quickly. Even if you didn't sow them until the second half of May, you'll still be eating French and runner beans by July. So do yourself a favour. Hold back on the sowing of those. Wait until the beginning of May, then sow your runner beans and your climbing French beans. They grow very, very big, very, very quickly. They'll be here by the time we get to the second half of May. Then you can plant them out and the temperatures should be good to go. The other thing is that we said we were going to be sowing our cucumbers. These cucumbers are going to grow here in this polytunnel. If you're growing outdoor cucumbers, again, leave them until May. Don't sow them now. Next, we have a section that's becoming increasingly more and more popular with our viewers. And I'm so glad to hear that, because it took me long enough to realise that if you sow these seeds, not only do they look amazing, but they really do help your vegetables. And of course, that's your flowers. In the month of April, it's a good time to be sowing your zinnias, your rudbeckias, and your nasturtiums. Nasturtiums are a really great plant to dot around your plots because they really do attract a lot of the predators that will be going after your vegetables. They're fooled into thinking that they're one of your vegetables. And rudbeckia and zinnias are really good for pollinators, and you're going to need those I saw a comment last year where somebody said, why do I need to? You don't need pollinators for your vegetables. I'm sorry, you do. If you grow courgettes, they have huge trumpet flowers. And if you don't have the bees or beneficial insects, they're not going to be able to dance from flower to flower to actually pollinate them. So you do need them. You need them very, very much. There'd be no strawberries, no raspberries, no gooseberries, no black currants, no red currants, no courgettes, no squash. None of those would survive unless you attract those pollinators and beneficial insects into your garden. The other thing that we should be sowing this month are our sunflowers. I'm sure you've seen over the last couple of years where we've grown the sunflowers around the pea arch and the bean arch. They look absolutely magnificent, and it never ceases to amaze me just how many bees that are attracted to those plants. And I quite like the fact that they do, because the sunflowers we grow are about 1.5 times my height. Believe you me, Mrs. W will tell you, if I hear any buzzing, I normally run off down the garden to get away from it. So if they're more concentrated on doing things that are almost twice as tall as me, happy days for Mr. W. So there you have it, the seeds to sow in April. And if you're a beginner gardener and watching us for the first time, there's nothing too daunting there. If you like this video, do leave us a like, because it helps us reach more gardeners, especially the beginner gardeners who maybe don't quite know what to be sowing during the months of the year. And it really helps us to reach those. All we want to do is to help as many people as we can. And if you like what we do and you're not subscribed yet, why not hit that subscribe button? And don't forget, the way to grow great vegetables, it starts with healthy soil, because healthy soil equals healthy plants that give you bigger harvests. How do we get that healthy soil? Well, we make as much of our own compost as we possibly can. If you haven't started to do that yet, why not watch this video next? We shall see you there.